Hi, I'm Tasha from fitnessblender.com, and today I've got your decreasing intervals lower body strength circuits workout. Warm-up is 6 minutes long. The workout itself is about 30 minutes, and that includes 2 main circuits and 2 bodyweight finishers. Cool down about 5 minutes long. For equipment today, you'll need your medium and moderately heavy sets of weights along with a mat. I'll show you some modifications along the way. Let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. Welcome to day 1 of my 10-day challenge. We are focused on heavy lifting, building strength. We have some balance work thrown in there as well. Today we are starting with the lower body. So make sure you have your options of weights available to you so you have a nice range and you can bump up the intensity with heavier weights along the way. Let's start with our warm-up. It's 6 minutes long, 30 seconds per exercise, no rest between exercises, and no repeats. We kick things off with alternating hip openers, bringing that knee up about hip height, internally, externally rotating at the hip. Just lubricating the joints. Start getting yourself into focus here. And also start with your deep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. This will help as we increase our weights along the way throughout the workout. Squat with an overhead press coming up. Take those feet about shoulder distance apart, palms facing the hands. Squat, press overhead while you're in the squat, and then drive back up to standing, keeping those shoulders away from the ears as you press overhead. Weight evenly distributed on all points of contact with the feet, so heels, big toe, right behind the pinky toe, and breathe. You'll find the edge of your space. We've got an inchworm down dog combo. Keep a little bend in those knees. Walk it out to your plank position. From here, drive the hips up towards the ceiling. Press the chest in between those shoulders and then return for that inchworm. Feel free to bend the knees a little bit more if you need to, especially as this is the warm-up. Body might not be super warm yet. Pressing those heels into the ground. We'll stay down there for our alternating world's greatest stretch. Right foot comes to right hand, and then rotate that right hand to the ceiling. Put it back, right foot back, and then you can either walk it up and stand it up or stay down there and just alternate with that world's greatest stretch. So sometimes we have to tip back a little bit to give space for that leg to come forward. That's okay. I like to kind of do it. Kind of gives me a nice way to also keep count. Lay it down on that left side. You can come all the way down or stay lifted. From here, we're coming into our clamshells. Right leg is on the top. You're going to fire up the medial glute, opening that knee up towards the ceiling. As I mentioned, you can lay all the way down if you want to. I like to kind of stay up, but really focus on using medial glutes to pull that knee to the ceiling. We're just switching. I'm going to rotate over so that my back is not facing you. Take a couple seconds if you need to. This one might be worth repeating. Your medial glutes are great stabilizing muscles for keeping everything central and forwards. So keeping your pelvis in line. We're going to lay it on our back. Glute bridge lifts. I know it's a relatively quick warm-up, so please repeat what you need to. Press those feet into the ground. Lifting the glutes up towards the ceiling, gentle tap down. Full foot on the ground. Your hands are at your sides just to give you a little bit of stability. You're not pressing too much into those hands. Drive it up. Heel is right underneath those knees. Rock it up. You're going to come to a nice deep squat position. Hands come to the floor. From here, lengthen, stretch those legs, feeling the lengthening in the hamstrings. Top of head dives down towards the floor. If you cannot touch the floor, that is no problem. We are just getting a nice lubrication in those hips. Keeping the right leg forward, left leg goes back, coming into our split squat, 90-degree angle on both legs. You're gonna keep hip distance between those feet so we're not wobbling on a tight rope. So if it's a little bit easier, I'll turn. There we go. You can have a slight forward lean so that you're pressing through that front leg. Glutes are activating on the right. Just gonna switch to the left side. As I mentioned, we are moving through this pretty quickly. So if you need to repeat any parts of this warm up, you can repeat the whole thing through. You can go a la carte and just pick what works for you. Just pause the video and then you can join me for the main portion when you're ready, especially if you know you need a little extra to get yourself warm. Alternating lateral lunges. I'm gonna face you. We alternate here, doesn't matter which leg you start with. Step it out nice and wide, come center, take it to the other one. You'll bend into that leg that steps out laterally, pushing the glutes back, chest up, strong drive through that foot that is landing into that squat. One more move. It's your only option of the workout to jump if you want to. You don't have to. It's jumping jacks. So taking wide arms, wide legs, hopping lightly towards the balls of the feet. But this is it for hopping. And as I said, it's just an option. If you're like, absolutely not, take that hop out, but give it a nice aggressive tap to the side. We'll get a quick 30 seconds for you to reorient yourself. Grab whatever weights you haven't. Here's that quick 30. So we've got 2 main circuits, 4 exercises apiece. We'll go through 3 rounds of both of these circuits, decreasing the interval of work with each subsequent round, which means we're gonna bump up the weight. First round is our longest, 45 on, 15 off. I'm gonna start with 25 pounds, 11.3 kilograms. Circuit 1 kicks it off, narrow squat. Feet a little bit wider than hip distance, chest open, lock the lats, meaning you're pulling those shoulders down into their pockets and they are stabilizing, helping you stabilize through your core so that you can press and drive through the lower body and isolate those muscles. Being that this is your longest round of intervals, you should be your lightest weights. We're working approximately towards 65 to 75% max. If you don't know what that is, just steadily increase your weights with each round or try to stay consistent. Quick 15 off. You can place those weights down close to you. You can re-rack them. I'm actually gonna grab my mat. I like to grab from the floor. That way it won't make noise next time. Deadlift. Pick those weights up safely if you put them down. A little bend in those knees. Palms face you. Drive the hips towards the back of the room. Those weights are grazing the front of the legs. Try to keep a tempo that's slower on the way down, quicker on the drive up, without hyperextending those hips. Standing up to a neutral position every time. Ribs stacked right over the pelvis. Imagine you're pressing the floor away from you. Lock the lats again. Stamp the floor with your chest. 15 seconds, a little break. We go into our reverse lunges. We're gonna keep the right leg planted. Left is the mover driving behind us. So most of that weight is gonna stay on right leg. Left leg goes behind you. It's just a tap. Lunge, tap. Keeping a lot of the focus on the right leg. Consistent, nearly constant muscle contraction. I haven't given you many options yet because these are very straightforward exercises. If need be, you drop the weight, you decrease the range of motion. That is the rule of thumb. So for these lunges, tap, strong drive. Notice my knee is still bending. I'm still lunging. I'm just not going as deep. Take your grip breaks. I know it kind of sucks to have to put them down and pick them back up, but trust me, take your breaks. It will help you in the end. Left leg. Right leg becomes the mover. Yes, I almost fell. Why? I don't know. But there was a panic moment. It's like I'm going down. For what reason? I don't know. You'll get a quick 30 seconds off and we'll move on to circuit 2. Still working with our longest interval, 45 on, 15 off. Think joint alignment, knee, ankle, knee, hip, 90-90. Quick 30 seconds as promised. I'm going to shake it out. We only need one weight for this second circuit. I'm going to stick with 25 pounds, 11.3 kilograms, but I just need one. I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to change the shape of my weight. We're starting with a goblet hold sumo. It's a lot easier for my mic if I just hold a different shape. Hold it forward, feet wide, toes point out, chest lifted. You can always do the true goblet hold, palms up, elbows down, weight super close. I will hit my mic if I do that. So I'm doing more of a front goblet. It's a combination of a front rack and a goblet. Think straight up, straight down. Play around with the positioning of your feet. As you come down, knees will want to internally rotate. Try to keep them tracking with your big toe. So if you slow it down, it helps. 15 seconds, shake it out. We're going into curtsy lunges. We're going to rack that weight on the right side. Elbow stays high. Just the right leg working, so left becomes our mover. Rack it right. Left is our mover. Tap. That knee is still in alignment with the heel or the ankle of the leg that's working. So you're only slightly crossing midline of body. Knees point, same direction as those toes. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just aiming. Option here, you can unrack that weight, hold it by your side. There's nothing wrong with this. Racked position just increases the difficulty, increasing the core engagement. You're right. Guess what? We're doing left. I know. How'd you guess? Let's make sure this mic pack is still on. It looks to fall off occasionally because I knock it off. Rack it left. So this time, right leg becomes the mover. Largest muscles of the body, heart rate tends to bump up quite a bit. Keep that elbow up. If you're like me, left side needs a little help, I give it a little shelf with my opposing arm. It just keeps the stability. You can even hold the weight itself. Georgie's left arm needs help. It's totally okay. One more move. We're going back to that goblet position, but we're going to alternate our forward lunges. This is a little bit tougher than a reverse lunge. So if you need to decrease the weight, please do so. Stepping it forward. Make sure you come into that goblet and you have space. Giant step forward. Press through that foot. Stand up tall. Alternating. You've still got your space between your legs, so we're not on a tightrope. Think railroad tracks. Chest lifted. You will get a full 45 seconds off, and that will signify the completion of round 1. Remember I mentioned there were 3? Here's your 45. Why 45? Because I want you to recover ever so slightly. I want you to bump your weights up. Round 2, we're going up to 30 pounds. That's about 13.6 kilograms. We're doing both of those 4 exercise circuits again. This time, our work decreases to 30 seconds. Rest stays the same at 15 seconds. So I want you to work harder. I'm gonna go ahead and pluck these off the stand. I like to pick them up from the ground. Less than 10. Here's that narrow squat. Safely pick them up, keep them close to the body. With only 30 seconds, we've shaved off 15. Can we work a little bit harder by bumping up the weight? We're still locking the lats in place. And a good way to visually think of that, shoulders don't round forward as you descend into your squat. Here's unlocked lats. They're rounding. Locked lats. Stuck in place. 15 seconds. Deadlift next, sticking with the same weights. I designed these moves and put them in this sequence so you could keep the same set of weights. If you need to switch them out, that's totally fine. But theoretically, you should be able to accommodate a very similar weight load for each of these moves that are put together in each circuit. I understand, yes. The lunging, especially the reverse lunge, it's a lot of weight. So I'll show you an option. You can go to one weight for your reverse lunges. You can either hold it contralateral, so opposite arm, or you can hold it same side. I'm gonna try both weights. Right leg. So yeah, that's a lot of weight for that one leg to step through and press tall to standing. I know, but that's the point of this program. This challenge is designed to push you. As long as the discomfort is not painful, you're okay. Discomfort does not always signify danger. We gotta do it on the left. Holy moly. Take those grip breaks, shake it out. Left side. Regulatory breaths. You'll notice me taking a deep inhale through the nose, in between during the rest intervals, and out through the mouth. Here's that option. I'm going to do a contralateral hold. So left leg is working, right hand rather, has got the weight. Almost fell. And we've got our 30 seconds before we begin circuit 2. You only need one weight. I'm going to stick with 30 pounds. I'm just changing the shape of my weight. Almost fell again. It's a record. Okay, we've got that sumo goblet. Less than 10 seconds. Safely get that weight prepared. Remember, it's only 30 seconds of work. You will get a water break after this. Your option here, right between the legs. You can hold that weight like so, so horizontal to the ground, parallel, gives you more room for passage. You can sink deeper, or vertically, decreases the range of motion. All up to you. Imagine if I drop that. Oh my goodness. Curtsy time. Rack it on the right. I might unrack midway through the interval, so we'll see what happens. Right side has it. Left leg is moving. Right is the primary work here. Manageable chunks of time. Our last round of these circuits, we decrease to 20 seconds of work. You can bump that weight up. Keep in mind we are at the beginning of the challenge though, if you're doing the challenge, so it's okay if you're not at your max. You also won't be at your max because of the sequencing of the exercises. I am fatiguing you, okay? Rack it, left. Right leg is the mover. I'm fatiguing you, but this still is structured in a way that if you want to push your weight load, you can. Might not be max, and that's fine. That's why I say 65 to 75. But within that range of your 65 to 75% max, you can still push it. Okay, forward lunges. Last 30 seconds of work before you get that water break. Okay. Chest stays lifted. Strong drive. Gaze softly ahead of you. Strong, purposeful press. And just like that, we're at the water break. Safely put down your weight. Push the pause button if you need a little extra time. And I'll meet you back here for our third and final round of these 2 circuits. See you soon. Welcome back from your water break. We're gonna get rolling into round 3. This should be your heaviest set of weights. 20 seconds on, we're still sticking with our 15 seconds off. I'm going up to 35 pounds, is roughly 16 kilograms per hand. We're gonna start with circuit number 1, where we kick things off with a narrow squat. So go ahead and pick those weights up, keep them close to the body. Take those regulatory breaths, and this is it. It's only 20 seconds of work. So really try to push the weight load here. This is not my heaviest. It's about 75% of what I'd consider my max for dumbbells. And this particular move, or these moves in this sequence, but it's heavier than what I've been doing the last 2 rounds, and that's what counts. 15 seconds off. Shake it out. Deadlifts. My hope for you is that you're also gonna stack this challenge and repeat it. So maybe next time you up the weights for each round. Deadlift. 20 seconds. Make use of the full amount of time here as it is quick, but don't forget your form cues. I know, grip is starting to struggle, totally normal. Watch those shoulders. As it is only 20 seconds, I'm gonna do the double hold for these reverse lunges and I'm gonna regret it. You're with me, right? Okay. Right leg forward. Oh my. Insta regret. But I'm powerful. I'm strong. I got this. You got this. Already at less than 10. I know, it sucketh. Oh. First ugly face of the workout. That's what we want though. This last round should really push you. Left leg forward. Don't delay. This is it for this circuit. Quick 30 seconds off. We'll go to circuit 2. You should need the break for your grip, for your lungs, for your muscles. Ooh, almost dropped. Okay, one weight. I'm gonna do 135. We'll see how this goes. The shape of the weight is what's really hard for me with some of the goblet holds. But I'm gonna try it, just for you. Goblet, sumo. I might hold between the legs, we'll see. Okay, we're gonna make this work. It's an alternative hold. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We'll do it like this. Totally fine. My hands aren't big enough, whoops, to goblet hold this weight safely without dropping it. So this works. Curtsy. We can rack or we can hold right by our side. I'm gonna try to rack. Right leg is the mover. Left leg is the mover, is what I meant. I know you got it right. I'm gonna use my left arm to stabilize. Right leg stationary, left move. Switching sides. Folks, my shoulders are so sweaty. I have to use the other hand. Okay, see if we can get it up there. Yep. That was awkward as all, but it's up there. Slowing it down on this side. Okay, I have to go to, I'm gonna do 225s because I can't goblet that higher weight. So I'll just hold them by my sides. Hey. So this is an option. So if you wanted to do this, yes, you can do your neutral grip by the side hold. Guess what? Last exercise of the circuits. 30 seconds off. We are into our body weight finishers, of which you have 2. Cleaning up this workspace just a little bit. First bit here, you don't need the mat. We've got 3 minutes. You're gonna ladder up. So it's kind of like an AMRAP. 2 reps of each move, increase by 2. Little Tasha's been showing you, and I will verbally walk you through it. Squat to calf raise. Segment this. So squat, peel the heels up, that's 1. There's 2. Lateral lunge, reps per leg. 1, center, just like warm up. 1, 2, 2. Kickstand, single leg deadlifts. I like to do all my reps on one leg. 1, 2, step switch. Just like your double leg deadlift, except most of the weight is on that one side. Now we go up to 4. You don't have to stay with my count. Feel free to take this at your own pace. Try not to add weight because this is day 1 of the challenge after all. But try to move with a little urgency. This is where your heart rate can pick up and you can make it a little cardio if you want. Just because it's one leg doesn't mean we take away proper form. Still lock the lats, toe down, heel up on the opposite leg, push the glutes back. Chest is still stamping the floor. You should feel hamstrings lengthen all the way up through the glutes. I'm on round of 6 and we still have more than half of the time left. Keep going. Let's see how high we can get. I think this is right. Yeah, because it's reps per leg. Tasha just had a little malfunction. I was like, wait, what's happening? It's like, no, you're doing it right. Don't worry, I'm watching the clock. I will let you know. We got 45 seconds. You can record where you leave off at the end of this. We got about 22 seconds. 1, 2, 2. I know I'm on the round of 8. I'm on my lunges. 3, 4, 10 seconds. 5 seconds. So I would write down that I got to the round of 8 and I made it through 6 per side of my alternating lunges. We got our second finisher. I'm gonna roll out my mat. Not that you really need it, but we've got some glute bridge work. We're gonna start off with right leg down, left leg up. This is a 2-minute ladder. You're still starting with 2 reps. So 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and then we walk. I know it's quick, but we're almost there. Okay, right leg planted, up, dip, up, release and switch, left leg, 2 here. 1, 2, knees in alignment. Then come to your bridge, heels down, toes up. Walk it out as far as you can go. Walk it back, that's 1 rep. Out again, and in. Release, right leg down again, we're to 4, going up by 2. Plant your foot, print onto the ceiling. It's good imagery. Find a flow and move through with a nice urgency. Don't rush it. Smooth transitions. You're not going to get super far up your rep count here, and that's okay. This is a baby burnout. It's like a foreshadow of what's to come in this challenge. Hips stay lifted throughout. We have a whole minute left though. I lost count. I'm gonna do an extra one. I am on round of 6. Let's see how far I can get. Keep that nice gentle pelvic tuck. There's that little burn coming in. Knee is in alignment with the heel. 30 seconds. So when I say keep that pelvic tuck, that means we're not here overextending. Just want a little bit for the purposes of the exercises we are doing in this workout. You might cue a little differently in other workouts. Oh, that actually really burns. Man, guess what's happening though? Cool down after this. Couple more seconds. Relax. Oh my goodness, that was surprisingly challenging. Stay where you are. We've got our cool down. It's about 5 minutes, about 30 seconds per stretch. Just kind of want to take our beeps off so we can really get in the zone, and you can do what really works for you. I will guide you through it, but stay where you need to stay. Focus on stretches that work for you. We're going to start with a lying hamstring stretch. So remain on your back. You can either keep that left leg bent or straighten it out. You're going to extend right up to the ceiling, grab behind hamstrings, calf, pull it in towards the chest, rotating that ankle if you so choose. Noticing any areas of the body that are still holding tension from that workout. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slow down our breathing rate. Send that message to our muscles. We are ready to calm things down. Release. Let's open up the hips. So same leg, right leg opens up. Left leg comes up to meet your foot. Create that figure 4 and then reach through the space that you've made between your right and your left leg, grabbing on the hamstrings of the left. You can also use your hands to gently externally rotate that hip on the right. So we're getting a little stretch for the hips, medial glutes. It should feel pretty good. Release that. Let's just switch. Hamstrings first, so left leg up towards the ceiling, rotating if you need to. And this does not have to be super aggressive. Always cue hamstrings because maybe you're not as flexible here and you need to stay lower. That's fine. Reaching for the calf. Yeah, that requires some flexibility. I just bend my knees a little bit more. I'm still getting the stretch that I need, and sometimes I come in and out of it. Figure 4 on this side, so open up that left hip. Place the foot opposite quad, reach through. Oh, that feels amazing. Take your deep breaths. We're gonna rock it up to a seated position for cat-cow. Giving our spine a little love. Couple more seconds here, deep breath in. And exhale, release. Find your way to that quadruped kneeling position, knees under hips, hands right under those shoulders. Exhale, arch the back, separate the shoulder blades, and then inhale, lower the belly, gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arch, and inhale, lower at your own pace. Oh, all the supporting musculature as you went on your journey to lift heavier throughout this routine. Make that your last one. From here, take that right leg forward, coming into a kneeling position. Come up nice and tall. Once you found your balance, shift into it, and you might have to play around with spacing. Knee is gonna go a little over that ankle, and that's totally fine. Lunge forward, and then play around with tucking and untucking your hips to feel how the hip flexors change and where they stretch on that left side. And release. Take that same right leg out to the side. Come into the insole of the foot, and from here, you can press the glutes back towards your heels or lower your forearms down to the mat, wherever works best for you to feel that stretch in the inner thigh, adductor muscles on the right. These tend to be particularly tight for most of us, so you kind of have to play around with spacing. We'll do both of those with the left lead. So come up tall, bring that right knee back underneath the hip, left leg comes forward, in your tall kneeling lunge. Lunge it forward, hold, tuck and untuck. For a lot of us, this is enough. Sometimes I need a little extra, so I will engage and just kind of squeeze my glutes. That's really all you need to do. Once you squeeze them, you're automatically in that tuck. Or you can just relax into it. Come up tall, extend that left leg out beside you, coming into your adductor stretch on the left side. Static hold, or you can slightly shift forward and back for an adductor rock stretch. Play around with it, and as you can tell, one side to the next is different for me. This is my problematic side, but somehow I can stretch a little deeper. Some feedback, right? And gently come out of that. Come to a nice plank position, feet wider than hip distance. From here, press it back into down dog. Gaze in between those legs, press your heels to the ground. I'll try not to hit the mic with my chin, my apologies. Chest in between those shoulders. And then from here, bend those knees, walk the hands back to your feet, press the heels into the ground, roll it up one vertebra at a time. I know, it looks a little weird for me. It's because if I really tuck my chin, I will hit the mic and you will hear an awful noise. Stand up nice and tall, reset those shoulders. Give me a few wrist rotations. Keep those going as you breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Reset, release. Nicely done. You made it to the end of day 1 of my 10-day challenge. We have 9 more days to go together. And the funny part of it is like I get to see me every day too. Haha. So I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you're looking forward to the rest to come. Tomorrow we shift to an upper body focus. So same format, decreasing intervals, bumping up our weight load with each subsequent round, just like we did today. Once again, my name is Tasha. I hope to see you again very soon. Workout complete. Let's get started with warm up. All the lights are on. It's super bright. There is like crumbs. This is in the way. These have to go. They're fuzzies. Alternate lateral lunges. Oh yeah. Tired. Ouch. What is all this fuzz? That was a bird, I think. Was it? I saw a shadow. It's either a bird or a burglar. No, I think it was a bird.